Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'll be giving you some fantasy book recommendations. And let's dive right in. My first book recommendation is Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston. And this book follows Amari Peters, and she has never stopped believing that her missing brother Quentin is alive, even when police have told her otherwise. So when she finds this suitcase that holds a nomination to this summer tryout camp for the Bureau of Supernatural Affairs, she thinks that they may hold the key to finding her brother. But when she discovers her power is illegal, she is kind of discouraged because everybody's trying to stop her from using it. But she is determined to find her brother and face the ever-growing evil threat. I recommend this for ages 10 or 11 up. Our second book recommendation is 12 to 22 by Jen Nita. And this book follows Harper. And she's excited because on her 12-and-a-half birthday, she's allowed to get social media. So she starts a TikTok account and she kind of goes viral. But one day she finds this TikTok filter and she takes a picture video with it, and she gets transported to when she's 22. Now she finds out that a lot more has changed than what she expected, including who she wants to be. So then she just discovers how to be a better person and all that. This is fun because I don't know, I really enjoyed this. I've read this 2 times because it's so fun. And I recommend this for ages 10 up. Our next book recommendation is Riordan by Katherine Applegate. This book follows Riordan, and Riordan likes all creatures, especially the ones that other people may consider pests. Especially likes these animals called screechers, which is the big animal on the cover. She really likes those. But the town is facing a problem. Roaming bears, which are these cute animals, are not migrating to these trees as they usually migrate to every year. So she is figuring out what is happening along with she has a handmade toy, and just everything just goes from there. And it's not a very good description, but I don't want to ruin anything. This is a cute book. I would recommend this for ages 9 or 10 up. Our fourth book is As Old as Time by Liz Braswell. And this is a book in the A Twisted Tale series. This is the second book, but you don't technically have to read them in any order. I have a few, and I just have them by rainbow order because on the sides, colors and stuff. But this is a retelling, so it's what if Belle's mother cursed the beast. So it's the classic story. Belle is at the beast's castle, and she goes to the West Wing, and when she touches the rose, she gets a lot of beast memories coming back from that day he was cursed. So then she is just figuring out who her mom is, and this has some dark themes, so I would say this is for ages 13 up. And then we have The Magician's Daughter by H.G. Perry, and this book follows Biddy, and she lives off the coast of Ireland in this magical island called Brazil. And it's the only home she's really remembered. She's been there since she was a little baby. And her guardian, Rowan, goes on these nighttime adventures, and he always returns at dawn. But one day, he does not return at dawn. He returns later, so later in the morning, and she starts to question, where is he going? So then she travels off the island with Rowan to just go undercover and learn about Rowan's enemies and stop them, so she may be the key. And I recommend this for ages 12 or 13 up. And we have The False Prince by Jennifer A. Nielsen. And I discovered this book because I've read some of Jennifer A. Nielsen's work. I've read a few of her historical fiction novels. I own 3. One of them is somewhere else. And then I've read 3 others that I don't own, but I have these 2. So I discovered her through that way. I was surprised to find that she wrote a fantasy book. But this book follows Sage, and there's this nobleman named Connor, and he's going around this kingdom looking for orphans so they can train to be the long lost prince. And Sage is chosen. So Connor and some of his servants are training them to become the long lost prince, and the one that wins is the one that becomes the prince. I recommend this for ages 10 or 11 up. Our next book recommendation is The Witch Haven, and I don't exactly remember who this is by because I don't have a physical copy of it. I got this from the library. But this book follows our main character, Frances, and she works as a seamstress, but when she's attacked and things go wrong, she discovers that she's a witch. So then these 2 people in a dark cape come and they take her, claiming that she has a deadly illness. But they actually take her to this school for witches. She's training to be a witch, but also her brother was killed a few months before that. So she's also trying to discover who her brother's killer is, and a lot of mysteries that are happening in 1911 New York. I recommend this for ages 13 or 14 up. And then we have Twin Crowns by Katherine, Doyle, and Katherine something. But this follows 2 twins who were separated at birth. It follows Rose and Wren. And Wren has always known that when she comes of age, she's going to take over her sister's throne. So she has been training for that her entire life. So she says she's a witch. But Rose never known her sister's existence. She's training to be the princess. So 2 different, very different lifestyles. But then Rose is kidnapped for Wren to fill that spot. And then they learn about the secrets that the kingdom has. And then they just go from there. It's really good. I don't know all that's on the blurb, the synopsis of the book, so I don't want to spoil anything. But I would say that this is for ages 12 or 13 plus. We have another book in a Twisted Tale series, and this is A Whole New World. And this is What If Aladdin Never Found the Lamp. So it's like basically what if Jafar found the lamp. And this is really interesting. I would say this is the second one I read. So after as of this time, this one's dark. This one is a lot darker, but it is very good. I would say ages 13 or 14 plus because of the dark elements. I have The Tale of Emily Winsnap, and this is about a girl named Emily, and her mother has kept her away from water her entire life, even though she lives on the coast. But one day during 7th grade, they have a swim class. So when she gets in the water, she discovers that she can swim, like, naturally. But, so she turns into a mermaid, and it's so fun. It's thin, so it's like a little snack. And then there is lots of other books in the series. I don't have the last one. 2 more books that I don't have. I have that. And so it's fun. I would say 9 plus. And then we have another fun, thin book. And that is The Night Fairy. Then this one's by Laura Amy Schultz. And this book follows Flory, who is a night fairy. But one day something happens and she doesn't have her wings. So then she camps out in somebody's backyard. So this is fun to read about because she's has her whole life in this yard, and she's making a house, she's making her clothes, she's finding food, she's befriending animals. And I'd say this for ages 8 or 9 plus. But if you're kind of tired of thin books and you're looking for a thicker choice, then Inkheart is the one for you. This is by Cornelia Unk, and I read this like with my friend as like a little book club. And I know it's part of the series, but I probably won't be getting the other books in it just because this was good. It was long, and it probably shouldn't have been that long. It's still good though. This follows Maddie, and one night Maddie's father reads aloud from this book called Inkheart, and this evil ruler from the book like jumps from the book into their living room. And Maddie is suddenly in the middle of kind of adventure she has only read about in books. So then Maddie must learn to control the magic that started this nightmare and end it. I kind of forgot what it's about. That's all I really remembered. It's on the back. I would say it's for ages 10 or 11 plus. The 13th book is The Book Wanders by Anna James. And this follows Tally, and she loves reading. She lives in a bookshop with her grandparents. And so then one day she discovers that her favorite characters from books are, like, she's seen them around the store. She also discovers that she can, like, go into books. So she's going into books to solve the mystery of her mother's disappearance. And this is good. It's a series. I've read 4 of the books in this series, and there's 2 more. The 5th book I'm currently reading, but The Book Wanders, and it is for ages 10 plus. The next book is Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's Library, and this is a series. So these other books, there's 6 books. I don't have the last one, but I'm gonna try to get that one because this is a good series. But follows Kyle, and he learns that the world's famous game maker is designing the town's new library because the library got like destroyed, demolished years ago, and is having an invitation only lock-in on the first night, and he really wants to be there. But the tricky part isn't getting into the library, it's getting out. So then just him solving the mystery of the library and just getting out. Not really a mystery, just him getting out. So it's like an escape room, a giant escape room. And you can see like a bunch of activities that they do there. Like there's a bunch of books. This is so fun. I would say it's for ages 10 plus. Following a Chris Gabenstein pattern, we have this is The Island of Dr. Libris. It follows Billy, and he's spending the summer at this lakeside cabin with his mom, and it belongs to Dr. Libris. So then Billy opens Dr. Libris's private bookcase, and he can hear sounds coming from the island in the middle of the lake. So he travels there and discovers that when he opens books, the characters from that book, like the scene that he read, comes like alive on the island. So him and his friend Walter, I believe it's Walter, are doing that. It's overall fun. It's a bunch of different genres mashed up, ages 9, 10 plus. And then we have Friend or Fiction by Abby Cooper. This follows a girl named Jade, and in this notebook of hers, she writes all about this imaginary friend Zoe. So she's stuck in a town that's like an in-between town, so it's in between major cities, and like nobody stops there, nobody moves there, and if they do, it's for a very small time. And her notebook mysteriously disappears, and then a girl named Zoe shows up at school, and real Zoe has an awful lot in common with made-up Zoe. So this is fun. I would say this for ages 11 plus. And then my last fantasy book recommendation for this video is The Library of Ever by Zeno Alexander. And this has been a while since I read this, and this is a duology. Second book is Rebel in the Library of Ever. And this follows Lenora, and she has rich parents. So her parents are traveling the globe, So she is stuck in this, not really stuck, but she's stuck in town with her nanny, or I think someone like that. And then she discovers this ultimate library, the Library of Ever, and it's maze-like and reality bending. It contains all the universe's wisdom on its endless shelves. And then Lenora is appointed the 4th assistant apprentice librarian. So she's exploring the library and having fun, and this is overall fun. So ages 8 or 9 plus. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoy or read some of my book recommendations. And look out for my videos in the future. And if you want to help support small content creators like me, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Stay tuned for next week's video. Goodbye.